when I was young, I was learning to play the classical piano at the conservatory, but I was very fond of jazz music, and my parents told me that to play jazz and to improvise, you cannot learn how to do that. It's a kind of gift, and because at that time people in France was not very familiar with learning how to play jazz. So I had an idea of improvisation that as something that it's given by God. You don't there is no way to learn how to do that. And so I was very fascinated by improvisation. And so when I was older, I found some jazz professor to teach me how to improvise. And as I am also a computer scientist, I began to work on the idea of improvising with a machine. And now, for me, improvisation is more than the kind of process that we compute in our machine. It's something like a philosophy, you know. It means that what improvisation means. It's a quotation from Bob Ostertag, who gave a lecture at the previous Improtech workshop. He said what improvisation means is that humans still need to be there in the production of music. Improvisation is the fact that you need to have a human somewhere who plays music. If there is no humans, it's difficult to speak about improvisation. It's something else. You can produce music, but it's not improvisation. Improvisation as something is in some sense related to life. We have now some computer programs very clever that can improvise just like a really good musician. But the problem is that what does it mean to improvise? It doesn't mean anything to put a machine somewhere and program this machine to improvise, and then you go away, and what happens? The fact that you improvise means that you are playing some music in relation to other people who are listening to this music. So you need people, you need humans there to. If you have no humans, you can have a machine that produces music somewhere, but it doesn't mean anything. Improvisation is included in a particular social context. For instance, jazz improvisation was related to the Afro-American history. I also study improvisation in ethnic music. For instance, I made some field works in Madagascar to study music there. And in this different context, music is related to some specific social situations. Dance, concert in the case of jazz, rituals in the case of music from Madagascar. So obviously you can have machines that plays music, you can even have machines that listen to music, but how to include machines in some kind of social context or rituals and things like that? That's a much more difficult question. But maybe in the future, new social situations will emerge where machine will take place and have some role to play and things like that. But I don't know. We are much more involved in learning, machine learning, and not so much with rules. And what George Lewis said in his lecture is that it would be interesting to try to mix these two approaches, which are quite different. In what we are doing with our improvisation software, there are very, very few rules. But there is a possibility for the machines to learn from players. What they play is recorded, analyzed, and then the machine can produce things that looks like what they have played. But there are no rules, and so we can improvise without rules. Of course, George Lewis can also improvise with his system Voyager, which is based on rules, but it depends. You have some musicians that want to have some kind of rules, and others who don't want. But it's not a necessary condition for improvising. That's one of my interest in this kind of research, is not only to design the computer program, but also to make an inquiry about how musicians react when they are playing with this machine, with this improvisation program. So, for instance, we have worked for a long time with Bernard Lubat, with whom we played yesterday in the concert. And with Bernard, I have recorded many reactions that he had with when he was playing with our program, our software. And I make a kind of ethnomusicological fieldwork with this situation. And for instance, I have worked with musicians from Madagascar, traditional musicians, very far away from technology. And I try to analyze what they are playing with their instruments. And we succeed in playing in duet, traditional musician and the machines. And it was very interesting for me to analyze their reaction. How do they feel with this machine? Is it exactly as it was, if it was another traditional musician or not? And in fact, they said it was like a traditional musician playing with this machine. So probably it's different, but in this difference there are very interesting things to analyze.